name's Mackenzie, and today my helper is going to be Skeeter. So this big handsome guy is going to help me go over how horses are feeling. So you guys look at that in your booklet. We're going to talk about a little bit of the way that horses communicate, and we're going to learn about the way that they can tell us how they're feeling and what they need. So some of the big ways that a horse will communicate is actually through their ears. So their ears will move in different directions, and the way that those ears are pointed can sometimes tell us how they're feeling. If my horse has his ears kind of just like this, where he's kind of relaxed and just listening and looking around, that's a way for me to know that he's content, he's feeling okay, and he's just listening as I talk. One of the big things that horses will do that helps you to know if they're not feeling good, maybe they're angry or they're hurting, is they'll actually pin their ears back to their head, just like that. It's like they'll go flat against their neck, and they'll kind of put their head forward and their ears back. And that's a really good indicator to know if my horse is angry or upset, is when those ears are pinned back like that. What they'll also do is they will flare their nostrils, or sometimes their nose will kind of go like this, and that's a good way. So when they put their head forward, their ears back, and their nose is kind of pulled tight like that. That's a good way to know if your horse is angry. Another way to know how your horse is feeling is actually through their tail. So if I'm around my horse and maybe he starts swishing his tail at me or pushing it at any direction, that's a good way to know that he's not really happy with what's going on around him at that moment. So if I was to stand up right here and he would start whipping me with his tail, that's actually a way for me to know that maybe his tummy's hurting or he's feeling a little sore or tender, is he can use his tail to communicate with me to say, get out of the way, or I'm in pain, I don't feel good, my tummy hurts. So their tail is another really good indicator of how they're feeling. Now, if you look at him right now, you can also see that his eyes are kind of just focusing on what's around him, and he's kind of just listening and looking around. He's comfortable and confident in what he's doing. Another way to know if a horse is maybe feeling a little more nervous or is alert is they'll actually put their ears forward, straight forward, just like that. And they'll kind of stand up nice and tall and straight, and they'll look forward and their ears will go forward. And that actually means that there's something in front of them or around them that they really need to pay attention to. It's potentially something scary or something that could hurt them. And so that's a huge way for me as a rider to know if I'm on my horse and he stops walking and starts looking right ahead of him, that's a good way for me to know that he is not feeling super well, that there's something ahead of us that's scary or that he needs to pay attention to because he's feeling fear. So those are some of the main ways that a horse communicates with me. Happy is when they're just like this, easygoing, content, chill. They're not worried about anything. They're just happy campers. Angry is those pinned ears and flared nostrils. We've got maybe sick, we're not feeling good. He'll swish his tail. The other thing he can do is actually maybe he'll kick his legs at his tummy, and that's like a really repetitive motion, and that's saying my tummy hurts, something's wrong with my tummy. So it's one of those really, really important things that as a rider or a horse person, you have to know what your horse is saying. For us to be able to be around horses every day, we learn how to communicate with them so that we can make sure that they're feeling happy and content. Another thing is a content horse will lick their lips. So when you see your horse licking their lips, that is actually a really big indicator for someone to say that they're comfortable, that they're confident. When you're teaching a horse maybe a new skill or working with them in training, when they lick their lips, that's actually a way of them saying, I understand. And so that's what he's doing right now, is he's saying, oh, okay, we're making a little video and we're talking and making friends. He says, I'm comfortable and confident with that. All right, so that is just a little bit about horses, the way that they talk and communicate and their behavior.